Hello everyone, my name is Javin Pathak and welcome back to my HaxSecurity channel. In this video, we are going to learn about the firewall. We will be having the understanding of how firewall works, what are the features of firewalls, and not even theoretical. We will even see the demonstration of some of the well-known vendors like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and Fortigate firewalls. I'm going to show you the demonstration of those firewalls. So first of all, what is firewall? Firewall is a network security device which is designed to monitor, filter, and control the incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predefined security rules. Okay, what is network? Network is an integration of devices which is creating a communication channel between two devices. But it's not just to build a network, but when the data transits from the network, it needs to be secure. The firewall, because of that, an essential component which is required to control the incoming and outgoing connections based on the predefined security rules. I'm going to show you how the security rules is going to be created and what is the importance of it. What are the parameters which is required to create a security rule? So these security rules are being created by the security engineers. So it is actually serving a barrier between trusted internal network like LAN or private networks, okay, and untrusted external network, which will be your public or internet, okay. So how does firewall works? Again, it analyzing the connections, outgoing and incoming, based on the packet headers like IP address, protocols, and the connection states. They compare the traffic against a set of rules to determine whether it should be allowed or blocked. In the security rule, a security engineer is defining an action that it should allow or block the traffic. So that is nothing but a part of that security rule. So this security rule is a set of, okay, this is a policy in which this a set of security rules will be there. A firewall will inspect the connection in an ascending order of those rules. What are the types of firewalls? Number one, packet filtering firewall. In this firewall, the packets getting inspected based on IP address, source and destination IP address, ports, which will be like between 1 to 65535, and the protocol like TCP, UDP, ICMP. Okay, so based on that, it inspect the connections and take a decision. It should allow or block. It is using the access control list ACLs to block or allow the traffic. Again, this is not inspecting the content of a packet. It means a payload of a packet. Now let's understand how the packet filtering based firewall works. Let's say you have a firewall and this firewall behind it, that is a LAN network. Inside this LAN network, there is a web server which is having the IP address as y.y.y.y. As this is a web server, the people need to be accessed through the HTTPS. So the port number, which is TCP 443. Okay. Again, there is a web server behind the firewall which has the IP address as y.y.y and accessible on the port number TCP 443. The user which is sitting on the internet having the IP address as x.x.x. The user is trying to access this web server and the connection need to be passed through from the firewall. So with this source IP address as x.x.x, with the destination IP address as y.y.y.y. The port number need to be accessible on the 443. A security engineers need to open up a firewall security rule in order to allow this connection. He is going to create a rule with this information source IP, destination IP, destination port, and again, action also need to be set. What should be the action? Action should be allowed. Okay, action need to be allowed. So this is how the packet filtering based firewall works. The security rules need to be created based on these parameters: source, destination IP address, port number, and the action. Okay, thank you. Second is your stateful inspection firewall, which actively track the connection using its state table. Any connection which is passing by the firewall, that connection will be stored in the session table, in the state table. So those, the packet which will be allowed only, which are a part of an existing connections. Understand the stateful firewall. Okay, I'm going to take the same example which I have done. Let's understand the stateful firewalls. I'm going to take the similar example which I have taken in the packet filtering based firewall, in which we have a source having the IP address x.x.x trying to access the destination web server, which is y.y.y.y. It is accessible on the TCP 443. So TCP based connection, it always start with three-way handshake. Before a client and server data transfers, the three-way handshake process starts. In this one, first client will send a synchronized packet, a SYN flag, in order to initiate a connection with the server. If a firewall has a valid security rule to pass this connection from X to Y, then firewall will allow the connection. But as this is a stateful firewall, it create an entry in its session table that this X wants to go to y.y.y with the SYN flag as set. Okay, so when a return packet will come to the same source, when the server reply with the SYN ACK from the server to client, it checks its session table that is this the any prior SYN packet it's already allowed by me or not. Once it found that entry, then firewall will pass this connection again to the client. So this is how you don't require any additional rule for creating from y.y.y.y to x.x.x, because the return packet will come, even the firewall will inspect that, do I have a security rule or not? But as this is a stateful inspection firewall, it first see in its session table, is this a prior SYN packet which already passed by me? If yes, then I will allow this SYN packet to pass without any additional security rule. While comparing to the packet-based filtering firewall, it does not maintain any active sessions. I mean the session table. So for that, you require a bi-directional rule in order to allow the SYN packet as well. Okay, so two rules are required. One is from client to server, and another rule is required to server to the client. I hope this makes sense. What is the difference between packet-based firewall and the stateful firewall? Third one will be your proxy firewall. So it is an acting a gateway between user and the internet. Whenever a traffic comes to it, it inspects the application traffic like HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and then it is forwarded to the internet. This one even can cache the web pages for performance improvement. Okay, this is the advantage is actually hiding the internal network structure. It is providing the deep traffic inspection and even preventing direct communication with the untrusted network. The next firewall type is or next generation firewall type. This works on a layer 7 as well. Okay, so far we have seen in the packet filtering firewall where it only inspect the connection on layer 3 and layer 4. But this is even can analyze the traffic till layer 7. I mean till the application layer as well. So it is a combination of stateful inspection with the deep inspection. It detects the control the application like Facebook, TikTok, okay, Google Drive. So it's not just inspecting the connection based on ports and IP address, but even the application as well. So this include the intrusion prevention system, which is helping to prevent any malwares or malicious traffic, antivirus, and even web filtering. So what is the advantage of this? You can block malware, botnets, and advanced threat, which provide the detailed traffic visibility because of the logging and monitoring features. So even we can control the user behaviors, like we can control such application like WhatsApp, torrents, such a things, right? So let's understand how the next generation firewall works. The next generation firewall not only works on layer 3 or layer 7, layer 4, but even it can work till layer 7. I mean, it's not only inspecting the connection based on IP address and port, even it can inspect the connection on application level as well. For an example, in the company, there are HR group of people that should not be allowed to access any social media content like Facebook, Insta, or any social media type, TikTok, such an application I want to block for them. So I need to create a rule for this HR group of people, which will be a part of source. And in the destination, I can select those specific application or even the content that it should be not allowed on any social media website or application. So on the firewall, that can be possible by creating such a rule, and I'm going to set an action of drop for those group of people. So this is the perfect example of next generation firewall, how it works. Along with that, not for this application level, but any malicious traffics which are coming from any unauthorized people which are sitting on the internet and trying to exploit any vulnerabilities present on the network or any vendor specific. This next generation firewall is are capable enough to do a deep packet inspection in which they are going to inspect the payload or the content of a packet, and if any malicious activity or codes are found inside that, the firewall automatically drop them or it will not allow to pass through it to go inside the network. So I hope this is the overview of how next generation firewall work. With this, at least you have now a broad information about the difference of packet-based filtering firewall, stateful firewalls, and the next generation firewall. The fifth one will be a web application firewall, which is WAF. It's working again on layer 7. So which is protecting the web application from attacks like SQL injection, accesses, and CSRF. You might have heard about the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. So not only that, but it prevents such attacks and vulnerabilities as well. So it is analyzing the HTTPS traffic and applies the appropriate security rules. So advantages, it is preventing web-based attacks. It is shielding the applications from zero-day threats as well. Okay, this is the limited to the web applications, which is requires the constant rule updates. Okay, the examples are AWS WAF, Imperva WAF, Mod Security. These are the types of examples for the web application firewalls. Let's now understand about the firewall feature. The first one is deep inspection. So in the deep inspection, the packet getting examined on the payload level, not just the headers. So it detects malware, intrusion, and protocol anomalies. Any packet header contain any malicious traffic which is trying to, trying to hack any database or server or network. So it will examine that packet payload and it will prevent it. So this is basically used in next generation firewall. Okay. Second one is application layer filtering. So it can control specific application instead of just the IP or ports. So it block the application like Facebook, YouTube, and Torrent. This is even helping to enforce company policies. For an example, for a certain group of people, I want to control the traffic on social media. So for those group of people, I am going to enforce the policy to them. So based on that, they won't be able to use any social media content. This is the example. Third one is intrusion detection and prevention system, IDS and IDS. This is alerting the admins about the suspicious traffic. The difference between IDS and IPS is IDS is only detecting any suspicious traffic, while IPS, once it detect suspicious traffic, not it will alert, even it will block that automatically. So it is helping us to detect the attacks like SQL injection, brute force, DDoS. Okay, so this is the good feature of firewall, which is IPS and IDS. DDoS attack. It is detecting and blocking high volume of attack that flood the network. Okay, so the legitimate users can be served via the server. So this is using the rate limiting, anomaly detection, and blacklisted IP address. So this is essential for web servers and online services. Sandboxing and malware protection. This is again a good feature of firewall. This is actually runs a suspicious files in an isolated environment before allowing them into the network. So it even can detect a zero-day threats and even the ransomwares. This is used in advanced next generation firewall. For an example, a firewall can scan an email attachment before it delivering to the user. Okay, so this is the good features. These are the features which comes along the firewall. Yes, for all the features, whatever you need as per your requirement or as per the organization's requirement, they have to buy a valid license for that, and then it will be enabled. Okay, guys, it's time for the demonstration now. Let's understand how to create a firewall rules in the Palo Alto firewall. Along with that, even I'm going to show you some of the features which are available and some of the things that are, you can explore in the Palo Alto firewall. So first of all, you need a management IP address in order to log in into the firewall. You can log in into the firewall via two-way. First is via GUI, and another is via CLI. This is your CLI, and this is your GUI. Same IP address, you have to use it to in order to log in into the firewall. You can use any sort of web browser in order to log in. Upon successful entering the credential of the firewall, you will be able to land into the uh, page of the Palo Alto firewall. I mean the firewall page. So let's understand the dashboard and what are the these tabs are telling us. So first is your dashboard, where you will be able to find this all widgets are there. This is a customizable dashboard as per your requirement. You can have your own widget in that. Okay, like for an example, I want to remove this interface widget. You can click on this and it will be removed. If I want to add again, go to widget, systems and interface. Likewise, you can add and you can even move this widget as per your convenience. Most of the times this general information is required on the to be on this page, so you will be able to see the device name, the its management IP address, its MAC address, and serial number, and even the if the valid license is there or certificate is there or not. Other than that, what kind of plugins are installed, even you will be able to see over here. So this is your dashboard page. Second is your network. Let's go with the very basic things about how to check the network stuff in the Palo Alto firewall. So very first, which is the interface, where you will be able to find the physical interface, VLAN if you had any created, loopback interfaces, tunnel, and SD-WAN. So Ethernet interface, in which the associated IP address, the link state of it, what security zone that particular interface is in, and then the comment as well, that what this interface is look like is it a LAN part, WAN part, DMZ part. So you can even give that comment as well. Anything you want to edit, you have an options over here like IPv4. In that one, you can add the IP address, anything required to change your link speed, link duplex, link state, that is also available. Anything you want to change it about the MTU, also you can change it from here. So this is your interface page. You will be able to find all the interface related information. Zone, what is zone? So zone is a logical grouping that share the same security level and the policy rules. So this is helping the simplifying the firewall management by applying the security policies based on the trust level of the network segment. So let's say the types of firewall zone, like trusted zone, which is the inside zone that represent the internal corporate network. Untrusted zone, which will be your outside network, which will be representing external network like internet. DMZ, which will be your used for publicly accessible services. So these are the sort of zone that you can add it, and you can even add the associated interface like this way from adding button. Let's understand the virtual router. This is showing you the uh, uh, Palo Alto firewall's routing table. When I click on this default, you will be able to see all the dynamic routing protocol settings and the static routing configuration as well. So static routing, OSPF, BGP, these are the protocols. You can find it out from here, and you can configure as well. um, any routing table you want to see, you can how to click on this more runtime stats. You will be able to see all the current routing table of these devices, specific to the OSPF, specific to the BGP routing table. You will be able to see from these options. Currently I don't have any configuration of OSPF or BGP. Because of that, it's showing as empty. Okay. Object, what is object? So object is your reusable entity that represent a set of IP address, network, services or protocol. So this is actually simplifying the firewall rule management by allowing admins to group and apply security policies efficiently. For example, I have created this HR name, HR object for this network 10.0.0.0/24. It means the HR group of people, first of all, they are part of this network, and anywhere I want to use this network to apply a proper security rule, I have to use that name HR. So every time that can be reusable, and it will be, that rule will be identified that this rule is intended for the HR group of people. So this is the major use of to create an object. Not only the network, you can even create a for services as well, for regions as well. So these are the object tab is there. Policies. This is what we are going to seen some of the example in the our previous sections. In order to create a rule, you have to click on this add button, and this new window will pop up, where you have to mention the rule name. The name of the rule is very important because it is helping us to find out whenever we have a lot of rules in the security layer. If you are looking for that rule, we have to search. We can search it for by that name. Even we can give a name such as that. It is helping us to understand what this rule is intended for. I'm just keeping the name as simple as test, and the source will be like over here in our example. The user is trying to go from inside, so source zone will be inside zone, and the IP address will be 192.168.1.10. So inside, add this IP address 192.168.1.10. Destination, the destination is going on the outside zone, which is the IP address has 40 40 40, and port number TCP 443. So I'm going to add that outside interface and 40.40.40.40, and the service will be your HTTPS, because TCP 443 is your HTTPS service. Action will be allowed because I want to allow this traffic. If I want to drop, we can simply no select deny or drop, and obviously I need to log this sessions. So if this rule is hit by that particular connection, that I'm able to see that entry in the monitor sections over here. Okay. Okay, now you can see this entry over here, which is the source. This is the source and the destination and the services, and the action is allowed. Once the particular connections comes and it hit this rule, you will be able to see the hit count will be increased by number one. So a hit count will tell us that if this rule is really working or not. If we initiate a connection and if it is hit by this rule, so you will be able to see the hit count number over here. Like you can see over here, this is 49, which is for the second rule number P. Okay. So this is how you are going to create a rule in a, Palo Alto firewall. Again, anything that you make a changes in the firewall that need to be committed. Okay, that need to be committed before. Without committing your changes, the changes will not affect. Thank you so much. This is how you are going to create a rule in Palo Alto firewall. Okay, guys, here is the another firewall demonstration on the Checkpoint vendor. Checkpoint is also a very well-known company in the security side, who is manufacturing the firewall devices and providing the security solutions. Okay, first of all, let me show you how the Checkpoint GUI look like. Again, Checkpoint also can be accessible via GUI and even the CLI as well. Uh, you need management IP addresses in order to access the Checkpoint firewall. Okay. Once you enter your valid credentials, you will be able to log in the firewall. Let's look into the GUI and understand the Checkpoint features. So first of all, this is the network management. In that, you will be able to find the network interfaces. I'm always starting from the basics. So these are the interfaces are there, physical interface. And other than that, if you want to add any new interface, you have options of VLAN, loopback, VPN tunnel, GRE, likewise. Okay. In this one, the associated IP addresses, you're able to see the subnet mask, and what is the current link status is also visible. And you have other than that the static route, if you want to add any static route, which is for routing. And other than that, dynamic routing protocol like BGP, OSPF,
RIP. Even you can configure this from this advanced routing sections. Other than that, this is a user management where you can change your own password. If you want to add any new user as well, you can add it from here. Anything that you want to add it, even you can edit the user. Like I want to give a privileges for monitoring role or admin role. So such a options is also there over here. Other than that, over here there is a license management where you can see the license status. What is it the what is the current license do I have and when it is getting expires? Currently, I have this all license and those are available till the 27 April. System management, in which snapshot management. Whenever you do any major upgrades or migration, it is recommended to get the snapshot. Remember, for snapshot, you require at least 3 GB space on the checkpoint firewall. So once you create a new snapshot, you make sure that you have enough space on that. System backup, this is even you can take a backup and when before going with any upgrades and everything. Upgrades status and actions, you can see all the upgrade options that available from here. You must have, if you want to do it directly through the GUI, you must have internet connectivity available through the through of this firewall to the internet. Okay. Other than that, you can even download it offline from the checkpoint official website, and you can import the package from these options, and you can go ahead and upgrade the firewall. Checkpoint smart application, which is managing a multiple firewall. It's a smart management server. You can manage the multiple firewall policies and related other settings as well. You can manage license management. Also, you can do it. A lot of things. Even you can do the logging and monitoring from that. So it's a management station from which you are able to manage multiple firewall from the single instance. You have to download that file from the official website. Other than that, even you have an option of download smart console from here. Okay, once you install it, both the downloadable files are available for Windows as well and the MacBook as well. Okay. In the left hand side, you have an option of gateway and server where you can find it out the all gateways that this device is managing. I mean, the management station is managing. First, you can see is the SMS, which is its own IP address. It means the management station. Second is the firewall, which I have added already. The name of the firewall is Spartan, and the IP address is 29.111. You can see the version as well, and what are the active blades. Active blades means the firewall features like application control, URL filtering, IPS, threat prevention, then IPsec VPN, mobile access, antivirus, antibot. So those are the licenses you have to get it from the checkpoint itself, or that you have to pay for it. And once you enable that, all this actually called it as a active blades. And whatever blades that you active, that blades will be visible over here. Okay. And now you have even the options of what is the current jumbo that it is recommending. Jumbo is nothing but the patch is there after you go on a major upgrade. Let's say you have a R81.10. This is the current version that I am on. But in that version, if the R&D team or their engineering team do some modification, after that they release a new code. So that new code is nothing but your jumbo hotfix. Okay, that jumbo hotfix is a patch that after this upgrades or in this major version, if I'm facing some issues, so they are recommending new patches to be applied. So that is nothing but the jumbo hotfix they are calling it. And this is currently it is showing that there are recommended 3 updates are available, and recommended jumbo hotfix is this T174. Yeah, so You can upgrade it from the GUI as well and from the smart console as well. Both options are available. Now let's see. Other than that, the security policies. Okay, the whatever policies that is managed by this smart management station, those are associated with the particular firewall. Okay, those firewall which we added into the gateway and server, that associated security policy will be visible over here. Okay, currently we have only one firewall. Because of that, we are seeing the standard policy. Other than that, when you click on manage policy, when you select this all, then it will show all the policies and its relevant policy target. I mean the relevant firewall, it will show you. Okay, so we have only one firewall, which is Spartan, and its associated policy, which is standard. When you click on that, it will take us to the firewall policy. Okay, this is your firewall policy, in which you can see the by default rule, which comes as a cleanup rule, which is any drop. I have created one more as well. So let's understand how to create a rule in checkpoint firewall. Okay, how to create a rule in a checkpoint firewall. For that, I'm going to take some real-time example. For that, I need to make you explain what is the scenario. Okay, this is my local machine, 192.168.29.35. How to check your IP address? Okay, we know that we can run the ipconfig command, and in that you will be able to see your local machine private IP address, which is 29.35. Okay, so my current machine IP address is 29.35, 29.35, and the firewall IP address is 192.168.29.111. They both are in the same subnet, but sometimes it is required to access some services. For that, you require to create a rule on the firewall. For an example, I want to access this firewall from my machine. Okay, I want to remotely access. Not remotely, I can say, but I want to do SSH. I want to create a SSH connection with this firewall. So I'm going to use the putty software, correct? The IP address of this firewall is 192.168.29.11. Okay. SSH connections work on a port number 22, which is TCP connections. Okay. So again, from my machine 29.35, I'm trying to SSH the firewall, which is on 29.11. When I hit OK, I'm saying nothing. It's not going further. Okay. It means I'm not able to create a SSH connection with the firewall, right? So even we can see that logs in the logging and monitoring sections. So let's go to the log and monitoring tab. Okay, I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so let's see. You can even filter out like with the port number 22. You have a lot of, you can see the lot of logs are there. And I want to filter out for the specific one. You can filter out with the specific IP address, with the specific port number, with the specific destination IP address. So I'm going to simply do with the port number 22. So I just initiated a connection from my local machine to the 29.111, which is the IP address of a firewall. And the service is TCP22. And you can see the packet is getting dropped. Okay, the action, it is taken by the firewall, which is drop. And the responsible rule, even you can see that what rule, because of that, this firewall is dropping the connection. The access rule number 2. When you click on that, it will take you to the it will take you to the rule as well. Click on this rule number 2. In the background, you will be able to see that it's opened up the security policies, the rule number 2. It's been highlighted. So you can see that any, and drop. So it's a cleanup rule which is preventing us to make a connection, make a SSH connection with the firewall. Okay. So let me create a rule so that I can access the firewall after that. Okay. For that, you need to create a rule. on top of this, on top of the cleanup rule. So create a rule new below, and you can give a name so it will be easier to find out. SSH connection. The IP address of my machine is 192.168.29.135. Oh, sorry, 35. And then Spartan is my firewall. So that will be my destination. And the port will be your SSH TCP 2010 TCP 22. Just add it. And the connection should be allowed. Accept. And definitely I'm going to log this connection. Any changes that you make it, okay, any changes that you make it, you will be able to see that it's in the draft state. At the bottom also 7 draft changes saved. So first of all, you need to publish these changes, because you are in management station through which you are managing this firewall. So you create a rule on management station, but you have to install it on the firewall. Getting my point? Okay. We are accessing the firewall policy through the management station. We made the changes from the management station. Now it need to be made effective on the firewall. For that, I need to push these changes to the firewall. Okay. So first of all, I have to install the policy. It will say that you have some unpublished changes, 7 changes that you made, like the creation of a rule, adding a rule. Okay. So that is nothing but the those changes. It is saying that you have some unpublished changes. So you can give a description. So in future, if you want to review this, you can even review. So allow SSH connection from PC to firewall. Publish and install. Before it make installation, it will again ask you that to review the firewall which you are going to install on. Okay, so that window will appear. Okay, so standard policy is that you have some 7 changes from the 1 sessions by admin. You are going to install these changes on this Spartan firewall. The green symbol, it shows that there is a proper connectivity is there with this firewall. Sometimes if this it's not green, then might be the issue of connectivity or might be the issue of license. Sometimes we can even ignore if we confirm that the connectivity is there, and we can push the changes as well. So let's install the policy. Once you hit install, it will start installing the policy. You can see the detailed information about the progress. Okay, 60% is done, and we will wait for 100% to complete. If any moment of time, if it found that there is some issue that the firewall cannot, install the policy cannot be installed, then it will show you the failure message with the reason as well, that why has been failed. Okay, currently the policy installation has been succeeded. So now let's try to again SSH the firewall. Okay, same. I'm going to restart the session. Okay, I can get the login with the right credential. I'm able to access the file. Clear? So yeah, this is how you are going to create a security rule on a checkpoint firewall. Even we can verify the uh, logs by refreshing. First, it was the drop. Now you can see the accept. Means the action is accepted now by the firewall. Because of that, we are able to SSH into the firewall. Not only the ports we can open, but these are the next generation firewall. If I want to even add any application like Facebook, so there is an option Facebook, right? So I want to add Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive Web, Google Drive Enterprise. So this is, the next generation firewall it is. So which is not working on a source IP, destination IP, or port. I mean layer 3 and layer 4. But this is having the enhanced capability over these layers. Layer 7 application level control, URL filtering. This is how even you can do with the next generation firewall. Okay. For that, you need a proper license for that. I hope I hope this explanation found very helpful to you how to create a rule on checkpoint firewall. Thank you.
Okay, guys, it's time to now see the demonstration on the Fortigate firewalls. So far we have seen the firewall demonstration, how to create a security rule, and some of the GUI information about the Palo Alto and the checkpoint firewall in our earlier lessons. So let me show you now the Fortigate firewall. Fortigate firewall, again, it can be accessible via GUI and even the CLI as well. You need a management IP address for that. By that, you are able to log in into the firewall. Let me log in. Upon successful login, you will be able to see the dashboard like this way. Okay, earlier we have even get some information about the how their GUI look like and what are the some options are there. So this is even a very good options the Fortinet has provided, and it's front dashboard like system information, the host name of the device, the serial number, the firmware on which the current firewall version it has on, and the mode of the firewall, the uptime of this firewall, and on by which IP address this is accessible. What are the current license that this device has? Like I have a 24/7 support available, updates are available, IPS and IDS is also there. So this is the license information. After the license, you have options to even to see the CPU, memory, and the session as well. Currently, how many number of sessions is going on from this firewall. Okay, let's go on to the directly to the policy and objects, where I'm going to show you how to create a firewall policy on the FortiGate firewall. Let me show you first of all the scenario based, the how to create a rule for that. So the example that I am taking over here is this one, where there is a HR group of people who are on 192.168.1.0/24, which are a part of LAN network and trying to go on the internet and trying to access this gmail.com. But when it is found that they are using this gmail.com, it is the manager is saying that they should not be allowed to access gmail.com. So this firewall should drop the connections which are initiating from the HR group of people and going on to the gmail.com. Okay, so over here this is our source and this is our destination through which we have to create a rule should be a drop rule. Okay, so let me show you how to create a rule on the Fortigate firewall. First of all, go to the policy and objects. Under that, firewall policy, create a new policy. Give a name like block HR to access Gmail services. Incoming interface, definitely the incoming connections will come from the LAN interface. So I'm going to select the LAN port, and the outgoing interface, it will be your WAN interface. So it will be your WAN port, and the source is your 192.168.1.3, 1.0/24. Okay, so I don't have that option. I mean, I don't have that entry, so I have to create an address for that. So click on address, give it a name at HR group. You can keep any color as well if you want. Subnet, yeah, I need a subnet. It's 192.168.1.0/24. It is 255.255.255.0, and then hit OK. So you would like to select an inventory? Yes. So this entry will be selected and will be added in the source. And the destination, what is our destination? Our destination is gmail.com. So I'm going to add that Gmail if I have. Yes, I already have that FQDN Gmail. If you don't have, click on again create an address. You have option of FQDN. If you want other than Gmail like youtube.com, facebook.com, even you can add that entry and create an address for that. And then you will be adding that in the under the destination. So I'm going to add that destination gmail.com. Schedule will be always, this is a timer. It means the if you want to make this rule enabled for a particular amount of time, that you can set the timer as well. Services, okay, you can select the services SMTP, because Gmail works on SMTP. If you are unsure about it, you can even mention the destination as all or something, but I'm going to mention that SMTP. Okay, so I have SMTP or email access. I'm going with the email access. So it is a service group already have, and action will be denied because my requirement is to drop that connection. My requirement is to drop the connection. So I need to enable this policy. Yes, hit OK. Once you hit OK, this rule will be created over here under the LAN to WAN. Okay, this is how you are going to create a security rule in the Fortigate firewall. You can see that our firewall policy has been created under the section of LAN to WAN, block HR to access Gmail, HR group to destination Gmail, and email access, and the action should be denied. Yeah, thank you so much.